Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus is a book that was written by relationship counselor John Gray in 1992. It was the premise of this book that the root cause of all problems between men and women are because of psychological differences between the genders. In the ancient Roman pantheon, Mars was the god of war while Venus was the goddess of love. Men have evolved one way of thinking while women have evolved another. According to John Gray, it is almost as though men evolved on one planet with one culture and worldview while women developed on another planet with a different culture and outlook. How do men think differently from women? A common male complaint is that when men suggest the solution to a problem, women are more preoccupied with talking about the problem instead of actually thinking about how to fix it. While men are called to action and feel motivated when they feel useful, women are inspired when they feel loved and appreciated. Men and women also use common words differently. In John Gray's book, Mary complained to her husband Tom that they never went out. This opinion upset Tom, who pointed out all of the things that the family had done together. Mary admitted that the family had done many things together. What she meant by saying never was that she felt as though Tom had stopped paying attention to her as an individual. Within the context of this book, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and I am autistic. My literal mindset has led to many relationship problems. For example, when I was a young teacher, I became friends with a female colleague. Since she had nearly spent her last dollar in moving from Michigan to South Texas and was subsisting upon cereal and instant ramen, I began inviting her to my home for dinner. After dinner, we would sit on the sofa and grade papers while watching television. Barbara, which is not her real name, told me that she had been engaged whilst living in Michigan but broke off her engagement and left state after she found her fiancé in bed with her best friend. As a result of this experience, Barbara only wanted to be friends. Since I have always liked understanding what the parameters are in any relationship, I readily agreed. One day Barbara was late in coming to dinner. When I called her home, she did not answer. Just as I was wondering what might have happened to Barbara, there was a knock at the door. I answered the door to find that Barbara had changed from her professional teacher's attire into clothing that I will politely call extremely casual attire. I did not think anything of it because Barbara was a friend and it would have been wrong of me to lust after a friend since we had a friendship agreement. I told myself that it was good that Barb felt comfortable enough with me to dress in some form revealing clothing. After dinner we were sitting on the sofa grading papers when Barbara removed the papers that were stacked between us and dumped them on the floor. I was grading those, I complained. Barbara leaned her head against my shoulder.
Do you know what I'm thinking of?
She asked. Since we had a friendship agreement, I knew that this couldn't possibly be an amorous moment. You are clearly very tired. You should go to bed.
What a great idea,
giggled my friend. She then got up and skipped her way into my bedroom. Not my bed, I told her. I meant your bed. You should go home if you're tired and take a nap. I'll see you tomorrow.
But,
sputtered the woman as I guided her to the door. Have a lovely nap, I told her as I gently pushed her out the door. After shutting the door, I gathered the papers that had been scattered on the floor and resumed grading. Later that night, the phone rang at 2 a.m. What the bloody hell? I growled as I looked at the clock. Who could be calling at 2 in the morning? Hello? I said as I answered the phone. It was Barbara.
I need you.
What do you need me for? I asked. Are you having a plumbing emergency?
I want you.
And I want clarification, I replied. Is it a leak or a clogged toilet?
Just get over here.
Okay, I said, but there's no need to be snippety. Don't blame me if I don't bring the right tools because you didn't tell me what the problem was. Since Barbara was a friend and the friendship paradigm said that one is supposed to help friends who are in trouble, after dressing, I found a plunger and a wrench before going to Barb's home. Barb answered the door wearing very little clothing. Good God, woman, is that what you wear to sleep? You'll catch your death of cold. I held up a plunger and a wrench. Now what seems to be the problem? Barbara slammed the door in my face. That was quite rude, I thought to myself as I drove home. The woman woke me up at 2 in the morning, wouldn't tell me why she needed me, and then slammed the door in my face after I came over to help her with whatever home maintenance problems she was having. It was 2 weeks before she would talk to me again. During this time, Barbara stopped coming over for dinner. Barbara had been my best friend. I missed having her in my life. I did not understand what I had done to so upset her. When Barbara resumed talking to me, the school was having a fundraiser. Instead of selling stuff that the kids would have purchased like chocolate, candy bars, or bags of crisps, they were selling notebooks and pencils. One day after school while visiting Barbara, I saw that she had a stack of notebooks and pencils on her desk. "Oh good," I said. "Thank you for supporting the school."
What are you talking about?
"Didn't you buy those supplies from the school?"
No, I didn't.
"Did someone give them to you?"
Nobody gave me those. I saw these sitting in the supply closet. Since I needed some notebooks, I took them. It's no big deal. It's not like anyone was going to buy them.
I stared at my friend. "But that's stealing. You can't take things that aren't yours." Since I did not know what to say, I left. Barbara's classroom door flew open as she ran into the hall and raced past me. She subsequently went to the office and told the principal that she had accidentally taken supplies from the storage room and that she had forgotten to pay for them. After apologizing, she paid for the supplies. She did this because she was working under the mistaken assumption that my forthright honesty would have compelled me to report her to the office for having stolen these supplies. What Barbara did not understand was that the friendship paradigm also said that one does not tattle on friends, though I am admittedly uncertain as to whether such a paradigm would remain absolute if a felony crime such as murder had been committed. Since I never reported what had happened, Barbara got upset with me for having made her pay for supplies that she had stolen. When Barbara realized what had happened, she lost her temper and began throwing things around her room. "What did you do?" asked a colleague. "Why do people always assume that these things are my fault?" I asked. I don't know why Barbara is upset. Our friendship ended that day. It would be many years until I understood why Barbara had gotten so angry with me. A friend later told me that the misunderstanding over the school supplies wasn't the real issue. She told me that Barbara was sexually frustrated and likely felt that I had rejected her when she told me that she wanted me. "But we had a friendship agreement," I spluttered. "Friendships change." "But she never said that she wanted to have an intimate encounter." "She did," argued my friend. "Think back to the way she was dressed when she answered the door. Think about how she took the time to change from her teacher attire into casual clothing. Think about how she leaned against you on the sofa or tried to lie in your bed. She told you. You just weren't listening." Many years have passed and I have now had 3 other experiences that were similar to my experience with Barbara, albeit without the theft of school supplies. While one would think that I would have learned from this experience, my reality is that I have a literal mindset, and when women tell me that they just want to be friends, I have taken their words and their friendships quite literally. Although I understand in retrospect that each of these women wanted to change the friendship paradigm, the fact that they never articulated these thoughts made me unable to adjust to the possibility of a changing relationship. As with Barbara, each of these women gave me the proverbial heave-ho. It has now been 7 years since I dated. The time that has not been spent dating has been applied to various other pursuits such as the study of data analytics, blogging at Life with Autism, and creating videos like this. What's funny about this, in the sense of funny, strange and not funny haha, is that prior to my decision to stop dating, I updated my profile on an online dating site to say that I was autistic. Whereas in years past, nobody had ever initiated contact with me, and for every 10 emails to women I only got 1 reply. Within 24 hours of updating my profile, 10 different women had sent me emails. Instead of being happy, I panicked and closed my account. I never read any of the email and sometimes wonder what prompted these women to write to me. As a result of my autism, I often feel like an alien who has been sent to Earth to observe humanity. Although I am of this Earth, I have never felt a sense of belonging. If I had normal feelings, this would likely bother me. Since I have a reclusive and introverted personality, being on my own does not trouble me because each moment of solitude that I enjoy is one less moment that I have to mask and interact with the outside world. If you found this video interesting and would like to support this channel, please click on the like and subscribe buttons. If you have thoughts regarding other topics that I could address in a future video, please feel free to add your suggestions to the comments below.